What does being consistent with your marketing look like? We often hear people talking about how you need to be consistent with your marketing, how consistency is key, how if you're consistent, you're going to get results. But what does that actually look like? So this is something that a lot of people misunderstand, because they think that consistency means that you have to consistently do the same thing at the same time every single day. So for example, they might pick LinkedIn as their preferred social media platform, and they think they need to post every day at 8 o'clock, and they need to comment on 5 other people's posts, and they need to connect with 5 new people, and they need to do that every single day. And if they don't do it one day, then they've failed. Now, consistency in frequency and regularity is important, but it doesn't have to be quite as rigid as that. So think of marketing like exercise. So if you do any kind of exercise, running, or you go to the gym or anything else like that, then you'll know that you don't get results if you only do it once. You don't go to the gym and suddenly get big muscles. You don't do one run and suddenly you can run a marathon. You need to be consistent with it. You need to do it regularly, and the more consistent you are with it, the better results you'll get. But you build up to it gradually. You don't just like go straight into going to the gym every single day or running every day, because you burn out quickly. And if you miss a week, if you don't run for a week, or you don't go to the gym for a week because you're not very well, or you just don't feel like it, then it's not the end of the world. You're not going to lose all the progress that you've made. You'll be able to pick it back up again and get back into a routine soon enough, and you won't have lost all of the gains that you've made. If you stop doing it for a month or 2 months or 3 or longer, then you start to lose progress. Then you start to see a loss of gains, and you'll find it much harder to get back into it, and you'll find it takes you much longer to build back up to where you are. Now, marketing is the same. If you're not doing any marketing and then you suddenly try and do loads and loads of marketing in one go, then you're going to burn yourself out quite quickly. So it's better to start small and build up and get yourself into a routine, and then be consistently doing it, rather than trying to just go all in straight away. And if you miss a week, or if you don't do any marketing for a week, it's not the end of the world. You won't lose all the progress that you've made, and you'll find it easy enough to pick it back up and get back to where you were. If you miss a month or 2 or longer, then you will start to see your results drop off. So you will start to see the inquiries start to drop off, and you will start to lose those gains that you've made, and you will find it harder to get back to where you were. You will find it harder to pick it back up to the level that you were at. So you do need to be consistent in terms of regularity, but consistency doesn't just mean in terms of frequency. Consistency in marketing also means being consistent with your messaging. So we need to be consistent in who we're talking to in our marketing. If one day you're posting saying, oh, I work with small businesses and startups, that's who I can help, and then the next day you're talking about how you want introductions to CEOs at global corporations, you're sending mixed messages, because someone who's seen you talking about helping small businesses might have been interested in working with you, but then all of a sudden they see that you're talking about working with CEOs of big global businesses, and they might think, oh, maybe I got that wrong, maybe they don't work with people like me, maybe they only work with big businesses, and you might have lost their interest, you might have lost their confidence in you. So we need to be consistent in who we're talking to with our marketing. Always be tailoring it to your ideal clients. Who is it that you actually want to attract? Who is it that you actually want to do business with? And then we also need to be consistent in what we're talking about. So I talk about marketing in my content, but I talk about different types of marketing. Sometimes I talk specifically about copywriting, sometimes I'll talk about a specific marketing activity or channel, and sometimes I'll talk more broadly about marketing and sales. But it's always marketing and sales. It's always along the same lines. If I randomly started doing videos or blog posts about how to complete your self-assessment tax returns, that would be a little bit confusing. You would think, oh, hang on, I thought she did marketing. Is she an accountant? What is it that she actually does? Maybe she doesn't do marketing after all. Maybe not the right person. Maybe I've misunderstood what she's done. So we need to be consistent in what we're talking about when we are sending out marketing messages, what we're posting about. That doesn't mean you can't post the odd social media post that's off topic. You know, you can't say, oh, I went for a run at the weekend, or I went to see this gig at the weekend. It just means that when you're talking about the majority of your content, or the majority of your posts, the majority of your marketing talks about the same things and addresses the same people, because we don't want our messaging to get confusing. We don't want to be trying to appeal to too many people or too many different audiences, talk about too many different things, cover too many different topics, and just leave our audience confused about what it is that we do. So be consistent in being visible. So you don't have to post at the same time every single day, but find a routine that works for you and try and stay relatively consistent with it. If you do miss a week, don't panic. Just pick back up where you were and get yourself back into that routine, and try and be consistent in your messaging. Be consistent with who you're talking to, and be consistent about the topics that you're talking about. And that way you're going to get more consistent results with your marketing. If you like my content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or sign up for my weekly email at makeyourcopycount.com.